of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start my day, knowing good is on the way. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Yeah, I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction undeterred, and the power of spoken word, take my life and redefine, break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Okay, Richard, take it away. I lift my thoughts to higher ground, knowing miracles are all around. Each day unfolds as it should when I'm focusing on my good. Life is filled with opportunity. I wonder what good will happen to me. Ooh, I claim a blessing. Everybody sing it. I claim a blessing. Ooh, I claim a blessing. Claim it. Come on. Ooh, I claim a blessing. Ooh, I claim a blessing. One more time. Ooh, I claim a blessing. Woo! Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lisa. So grateful for your energy this morning. This is Lisa Guilfoyle. On guitar, we have Alan Ward. On drums, we have Gary Smith. And on keyboards, Mr. Richard Clark. And just so you know, I recently learned that Richard plays in a side band that has like the coolest name I've ever heard, which is Mass Hipsteria. Yeah. Yeah. Folks, I'm Reverend Phil Tapp. I'm your assistant minister. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living Parker. We're so glad you're here today to get a preview and a glimpse of our senior minister candidate, Reverend Stephanie Stewart. So, is there any first-timers here? Anybody this is your very first time to CSO Parker? We have some brand new people back there. Thank you for being here. When I first came to this community, I sat in and I listened to what was said here, and I thought to myself, holy moly, I have finally found the people that think like me. So welcome home. We've been waiting for you. I want to do one other thing before we head into our invocation this morning. I had the great honor yesterday of participating in some practitioner panels from some practitioners to be from New Dawn Center for Spiritual Living, and several of them are in attendance here today. And this is very important, regardless of what center you happen to be involved with. When you have practitioner consciousness, we honor that. So folks, would you please stand and give these brand new practitioners a round of applause? What a wonderful honor. Thank you all so much for being here today. I would like to open an invocation today with our Sacred Covenant Easy Prayer for a new minister. I'm not going to ask that we recite it together today. I'm going to ask that you close your eyes and really feel this prayer. I want you to really feel it and accept it as your own. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my minister is to glorify God, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as unity. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God, for it is written, "Behold, how good and how joyful it is for all people to dwell together in unity of mind, sympathy, love, a tender heart, and humility." As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as lovingly and joyfully embracing our community in wholeness. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself, for I am inspiring, creating, and acting as the energy of unity through love. I am illuminating and elevating the divine wisdom within all through the principles of universal truth. I am revealing the healing power of unity through divine guidance, wholeness, and love. I am lovingly and joyfully engaging and uplifting the world through the divine power of oneness and inspired action. I am expanding wisdom and growing consciousness through shared exploration of spiritual traditions and teachings as they apply to everyday living. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they will be revealed in a way that will glorify God and serve the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious. Please join me in saying, "And so it is." Our practitioner in service today is Dr. Jim Strunk, and for announcements today, we have practitioner Ann Grove.
Good morning, CSL Parker. I was hoping you'd do that. It's great to see everybody here today. As you know, Reverend Stephanie is our speaker, and don't forget, she's doing a workshop this afternoon on receiving your self-care. This will be 1 to 2:30 at the Parker Library in the upstairs conference rooms. There's no charge for this workshop, and you do not need to pre-register. Just come on down to the library. You know, when I need some self-care, I know what to do. I eat a lot of chocolate, and then I take a nap. And I wonder why I'm losing out on the good and the benefits that self-care could provide. Well, come learn about that today. Learn some new practices and learn to engage in the ultimate practice of self-forgiveness. And this Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Zoom, we will be having a gratitude and farewell celebration for Dr. Nadine. She has guided us individually and collectively through much during the past 11 months, through much growth. Please join us to express your appreciation, love, devotion, and let her know how much we have enjoyed having her. After the 4th of July, starting on Tuesday, the course Essential Earnest Homes begins. This will be a Zoom class for 10 weeks, Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8:30. This is a CSL accredited philosophy class that fulfills the requirement for potential practitioner students. Being a philosophy class, your reflections, your insight into Holmes' writing will be an integral part of the discussion. This will be facilitated by Reverend Phil, and I know some of you resident philosophers out there, and you know who you are, will be adding a lot of quality and depth to this class. Then, 2 days later, on Thursday, July 8th, Dr. Yvonne's Spiritual Living Circles will take place on Zoom as well. 2 sessions, one at 10:30 in the morning and one at 6:30 in the evening. Come explore ways to deepen your spiritual experience while connecting with others through love, growth, contribution, and fellowship. And guess what? 2 weeks from today, on Sunday, July 11th, Reverend Stephanie will be back as a candidate to deliver her second message to us. After that service, voting on Reverend Stephanie as a candidate will begin online. So please don't miss this chance to get to know Reverend Stephanie even better. And I am proud to announce that we have several new board members. If I could please ask Jeanette Bennis and Shirley Leung to stand so that you can see who these board members are. Thank you so much, new board members and existing board members, for your service to our community. And just a few save the date items. Sunday, August 8th, we're having our church picnic again. So join us after church, fun, food, fellowship, details to follow. But put that one on your calendar, please. And moving into September, on the 11th and 12th, we will be hosting a holistic expo here in Parker. This will be an opportunity to meet fellow like-minded people that you maybe haven't met before because they don't know about CSL, or who knows why. But it'll be a great time to meet some new people, again, to get together and support our center. So stay tuned for details on these upcoming events. Whew. Now, let's settle back for some meditation and music.
Settle back, if you will. Relax. Take a nice deep breath. This beautiful presence is right here, right now, realized by each of us. As we reflect inwardly, there is a river of life flowing through us right here, right now, surrounding us, guiding us, loving us. From this grand, supreme Creator, we give thanks for this gift of life, this magnificent journey, this great school to teach us. The peace that passes all understanding touches each of our hearts and our minds. The divine light of truth awakens inside of us. Holding this precious peace inside of us now, our hearts awaken and open for a powerful message and gift to be extended to each of us. Coming from that eternal source, we receive it. We take the best, we leave the rest. We hold this peace in our consciousness, the joy in our hearts, realizing we are fulfilled right here, right now. And together we say, and so it is.
If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. Give and receive. Give
Today's reading is from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. It's in the chapter called God, Your Impersonal Self. I am that which I am, the eternal presence of your own self. Thus there is no mediator between you and myself, but your own thought. I am within you is the only presence there is. I create innumerable centers of my consciousness, personified as people, yet I am is the thread of a unity running through all, binding all back to myself. Because I am a perfect oneness, all of me exists everywhere. Wherever you recognize me, there I am. And whether or not you recognize me, I am still there. This divine visitor, which is your true self, and which is that which I am, is both the one who stands at the door and knocks, and the one who opens the door. It is the glory of this recognition which has given to the enlightened true master. Do not look for masters outside of me or mediators between yourself and myself. There is but one self who needs no mediator. This self is immediate, present, and available. Any thought or belief which would seek to separate that which I am from that which you are would be an illusion. No matter how lofty its concept or how sacred its purpose, for it would seek to deny the ever-present I am, the completeness of my perfection, the God within you, the inspired thought back of your act. Here you find the true ideal, the cosmic pattern, the eternal friendship of the soul to itself, the God who is personified, the person who is God in man. And how great is this divine riddle? How inscrutable is the Sphinx? Men have sought through countless ages to solve this mystery. How can unity and multiplicity exist without division?
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the waters carry you. Let go
Well done. Thank you. A lifelong Buckeye, Reverend Stephanie L. Stewart, recently made a ginormous leap of faith and moved herself and her family to Colorado. She first entered a Center for Spiritual Living in 2009 and has been in one class or another ever since. She wanted to be a chaplain, but Spirit had other plans. And she answered the call to ministry in 2016, licensing in early 2020. Now a staff minister at New Dawn Center for Spiritual Living in Aurora, Colorado, Reverend Stephanie is devoted to pastoral care and the spread of science of mind teachings into the world. It is her personal mission to be a place of safety for people to grow and become more spiritually mature. She and her wife, Kimberly, have been married for 5 years, and they recently welcomed Reverend Stephanie's mother, Beverly, into their home. They have 3 furry children and 3 grown human children. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Stephanie Stewart.
I feel like a gunslinger with that on my hip. Okay, Dr. Jim has that voice, doesn't he? That hot chocolate puts you to sleep voice. I was sitting there going, oh, no, no, no. So first off, I want to apologize because I do have my annual summer head cold going on. So hopefully I don't sound like I'm coming to you from the bottom of a well, and I am not generally a baritone. Good morning, CSL Parker. I am so excited to be here. I know for a lot of you, this is sort of, I'm kind of new, I'm shiny and new to you. You just met me 2 weeks ago, maybe. For me, this process has been going on since I applied in April. So this has been going on for a while. I actually started researching you in February. And I have been talking to people and learning about your history. I actually talked to Reverend Rick. I had an hour-long Zoom call with him. He sends his love and best regards to you and hopes you're doing well. He's doing well in Florida. So this has been going on for a while, and so I've been stalking you, researching you for a little bit. So I'm thrilled to finally be here with you in this particular capacity. So I want to start off with a question. Your search committee and your board of trustees will tell you that I like asking lots of questions. I think I asked them as many questions as they asked me, actually. I would love to know how many of you are here because you're at least a little bit curious. You're curious about me, what I might have to say, maybe if I'm suitable as a senior minister, what I'm wearing, do I have on sensible shoes? All of you just looked at my feet. All of you just looked at my feet. If you're here because you're curious, okay, you've entered into a very, very powerful state of mind. Curiosity can take us into a life that we could not dream of. It can take us to places we could not dream of, like Colorado. So I want to tell you a little bit of how I came to be here. Reverend Phil alluded to it. Excuse me. About a year and a half ago, my family and I lived in Southwest Ohio. And I think it's safe to say we were a little bit dissatisfied with our lives, with our work, ministry. I didn't know where I was going with my ministry at that point. My mother hated the weather. And so I decided that I would apply for a job at Centers for Spiritual Living Home Office. And if you don't know where that is, it's in Golden. It's here in Colorado in Golden. I did not get that job. And so my wife, Kimberly, came to me and she said, let's go anyway. Let's move to Colorado anyway. And I looked at her and I said, Oh, wow. Oh. Now, eventually, obviously, I did say yes. And so we loaded up our home, 2 cars, 3 dogs, my very ill mother, all of her medical equipment, two oxygen tanks that, honestly, they were each larger than Dorothy here. And we drove 1,100 miles in the middle of a pandemic through Kansas where nobody wore a mask. What was that? And we came to Lakewood, Colorado, to an apartment, a very nice apartment, but an apartment. No jobs, no family, 1 friend, a spiritual community, New Dawn, that I was pretty sure I was going to be attached to. And that was it. That's what we came to. I'll come back to that in just a second. I recently reread a book called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. And the second commitment in that book is committing to live from curiosity. Living from curiosity allows us to not be defensive, to act and not react. Leading with curiosity lets us ask big questions like, what is Spirit's highest idea for my life? Or what is Spirit's highest idea of itself as my life? Being committed to living from curiosity puts ego in the back seat, or in the back seat of the moving truck, as it were. Now, I want to dig into this with you today because I had to be curious I had to get curious and get curious fast, because when Kim said, let's move to Colorado anyway, I had no choice. I had to start asking questions like, what if we move? What if we don't move? What will it be like when we go out there? What will I be like? What will I become? What is Spirit's highest idea for this adventure? Thinking those things kept me out of paralyzing fear. It kept my head in the game when the trip became difficult. And it did become difficult because we were moving an entire household in 2 cars and 3 dogs. And my very ill mother and all of her medical equipment. And 2 huge oxygen tanks. 1,100 miles in the middle of a pandemic. Through Kansas where they didn't wear masks. And once we got there, staying in the questions and in my curiosity led to things that I could not have dreamed of. It led me to all of you. And I can see clearly that curiosity has led you to this place right now too. Now, if I understand correctly, you've had 2 senior ministers and 2 interim ministers in 10 years. Is that right? Is that correct? That's a lot. That's hard. That's a lot of work, and potentially that's a lot of fear for you. You've obviously had excellent leadership from people like Reverend Phil. But you've also obviously allowed yourselves to be led by curiosity rather than by your fear. You've not tried to control. You've tried to live from a place of unity and wholeness. That's curiosity at work in your community. And so I'm wondering, how have you let curiosity work in yourselves as individuals? Living from a place of curiosity, asking questions like, I wonder why this is like this, it lets us hold space for the unknown. It gives us breathing room. I have a quote for you here from the German poet Rainer Maria Rilke. He said, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Love the questions. Like locked rooms and like books that are now written in a very foreign tongue. Do not seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Live the questions. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. The short of that is to love the questions and live the questions. Love the questions and live the questions. Fancy Germans. Being curious about our lives and our circumstances means we're willing. We're willing to not have an answer right now. We're willing to be open to Spirit moving in and through and as our lives. Curiosity breaks us away from what we know and what we want, and it invites us to greater guidance. Questions open us up to something new. Ask yourself, are you willing? Are you willing to break away from what you know and want? Are you willing to accept greater guidance? Are you willing to be surprised about what you find out about yourself? Who you can be, what could happen in your life, what Spirit's highest idea really is for you and as you. Are you willing to stop arguing in favor of your limitations? The new practitioner just went, oh! Are you willing to stop arguing in favor of your limitations? They didn't do it again. I can't do that. I can't have that. I can't be that. I can't go there. I can't move to Colorado. We can't go through this process again of finding a new senior minister. When was the last time an idea made you happy? Not the outcome of the idea, but the idea itself. The idea itself. Was it because it was something familiar and easy? Or was it because it was outside your self-imposed limitations? It was outside of what you knew. Was it because it was wild and it pushed your boundaries? Did it make you truly, deeply happy because it gave you a glimpse of you in a way you had never thought of yourself before? That's where curiosity and our willingness to live in that space can take us to something new, to somewhere new, to someone new, to Spirit's highest idea for our lives. I can't really say strongly enough how important living from curiosity is. Your community is in the midst of change right now. And change is harrowing. That's the word I'll use. No matter how you feel about it, no matter if you love it or not, if you're a change agent or not, change is harrowing. Eric Hoffer said this about change. We can never really be prepared for that which is wholly new. We have to adjust ourselves, and every radical adjustment is a crisis in self-esteem. We undergo a test. We have to prove ourselves. It needs subordinate self-confidence to face drastic change without inner trembling. That self-confidence can arise when we're curious. I wonder about all of you all the time. I wonder if you'll choose me as your next senior minister. I wonder how you will change when you do choose your next senior minister. I wonder how I will change. I wonder how you will change the community of Parker, the town of Parker, as you change. If you can ask the big questions, your decisions will be easier. Had I not asked big questions, I would have turned around somewhere in Illinois and gone back to Ohio. But I managed to stay in wonder. I managed to stay in wonder. Wonder about a new state, a new spiritual community, and most importantly, I wondered who I was becoming. And I wondered what Spirit's highest idea was for me and as me during that transition time. And I was willing to be guided by something greater than myself. I held space for the unknown, and I let God fill in the blanks. And I continue to try and do that. Now, is that easy? Not always, no. It is. Sometimes the fear is overwhelming, and the only question you can ask is, why me? It's like everything else. It's an imperfect technique because we're perfectly human. But there are ways we can practice holding space for the unknown. And there are ways we can practice being curious about our own lives that allow us to get good at it when we really need it. So I want to talk about 3 ways. Okay? Being present is the first way. Being present. Simply enough, being present. So, think about the last time you were absolutely, completely present in a situation. Were you scared? There's nothing like fear to make you completely present in your body. Now, as long as you're not in danger, that's a really good way, that's a really good time to practice being present. You can ask yourself, okay, I'm afraid. I'm not in danger. What made me afraid? Was it real, or was it something I thought might happen? It's good practice. You're just practicing asking the questions. What's another time that you're completely present? Meditation? Meditation. How about meditation? That's another good time to ask the questions. It's another good time to ask the questions. Okay, I wonder why I thought that. I wonder why I thought that. I wonder why I thought that. Don't answer the questions. That ruins meditation. Practice answering the questions. Love the questions, live the questions. Love the questions, live the questions, right? Love the questions, live the questions. Anything worth doing needs practice, okay? So love the questions, live the questions. So number 2, having a high degree of emotional intelligence gives you space for curiosity as well. Now, what am I talking about when I talk about emotional intelligence? Talking about being able to identify the emotion you're feeling and feeling it all the way through to the end. Giving yourself space to feel it all the way through to the end. No. Don't need those notes. This takes time, okay? It doesn't take a lot of time. Anger only lives in your body 90 seconds, okay? Anger only actually lives in your body about 90 seconds. Now, you may be sitting there saying, Reverend Steph, what are you talking about? I've been angry at my cousin for 7 years. If you've been angry at your cousin for 7 years, please find a practitioner after service today and schedule a session. You have a larger problem, okay? Anger lives in your body 90 seconds. But if you can own and name your emotions, you have time to say, I am angry, I feel the anger in my body. Why am I angry? Why am I feeling this? Again, live the questions, love the questions. You're practicing asking. That's all you're doing here. You're practicing asking. You're practicing asking. Now, third thing. How many of you have taken either visioning or not visioning, but foundations or beyond limits or something of that nature? Lots of raised hands, yay. So you know about visioning, correct? Okay, so when we visualize, I'm not going to go into the nuts and bolts of visioning. I'm talking about visioning. When we visualize something, you can only bring up in your mind what you already know. Visioning is the process where we agree with Spirit to become a conduit for its highest vision. Visioning is a receptive state. So you catch a glimpse of something outside of what you already know, what you understand, and this is a process that can help you practice living from curiosity. It can also help living from the question, what is Spirit's highest idea for my life? Okay, so those are 3 things to help with the practice of asking those questions, of living the questions and loving the questions. All right, so we're working on living from a place of curiosity. We're working on being present. We're working on our emotional intelligence. We're practicing the process of visioning. What can we expect? A life you cannot imagine. Trust me, I'm in the middle of it right now. I am. I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm in the middle of it right now. Greater peace in your life, healthier relationships. I'm here with you. If you had asked me a year ago if you had told me a year ago that I was going to be candidating for a senior ministry position, I would not have believed you. I would not have believed you. It is a superpower practice, and all because of curiosity. There are things happening in my life that they're just amazing to me, and it's all because of curiosity. But I've been practicing this as often as possible and living from it in a conscious way. And I've been doing it for over a year now. It's all possible. It's all possible. Anything's possible now. When you live from curiosity, it's all possible. That's the gift of asking questions, especially big questions like, what is Spirit's highest idea for my life? What is Spirit's highest idea of itself as my life? Please give yourself that gift. Give yourself the gift of asking those questions. For your own life and for Center for Spiritual Living Parker. What is Spirit's highest idea for your life? What is Spirit's highest idea for the Center for Spiritual Living Parker? And then let God fill in the blanks. Let the questions flow. And watch Spirit flow too. Will you pray with me? So I center myself here in this space, this time, this holy, holy ground. And I know that God is, Spirit is, the one is standing here and now. Around us and within us, this is Spirit's highest idea. The one lives here, expressing as a Center for Spiritual Living Parker. It is all abundance and all grace, all joy, all blessing. And I know we express as that. I know that we are all abundance and all grace and all joy. And so what I know now for this time is that we are blessed and we are a blessing. That this center is one of abundance and one of deep joy. I know that curiosity reigns here, that it is a strength and a beauty that flows through the Center for Spiritual Living Parker. It glows with love and happiness and curiosity. I wonder what will happen next. I know God will answer. And so I rejoice. I rejoice in all that is, here and now. And I just release this in deepest, deepest gratitude. I am so grateful for everyone who is here and everyone who watches. I am just so filled. My heart is full. I just let this go. I let it go into a law that only knows yes. I let it go and I let it be. And we say together, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Stephanie. Think about curiosity. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, railed into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery.
Good morning, friends, again. It is now time for our offering, and so I'm inviting you into a personal investment called sacred and faithful giving. So knowing that there's an infinite flow of prosperity and abundance that is operating in and through us at all times, no matter our present circumstances, we open to expand our consciousness of acceptance by giving with a grateful heart. When our souls are fed, and I feel pretty fed, by the practice of giving in this way, we can be certain that our gift blesses both the giver and the receiver many times over. We receive and appreciate your gifts and tithes. Thank you for supporting us to remain a vital and thriving center in which to find your spiritual nourishment. For your convenience, we provide you with various ways to give. To make your donation, you can donate on the website, www.cslparker.org/donate, or you can donate via Zelle. Or if you're more comfortable mailing in a check, you can do that to our office location. I invite you now to affirm your prosperity through the power of your word by saying this after me. I attract all good things into being.
I attract all good things into being.
The power of my faith
The power of my faith
enhances my experience of health,
enhances my experience of health,
relationship, finance, fulfillment, passion, purpose, and joy.
purpose, and joy.
The creative source in my life
The creative source in my life
is in a constant state of perfection,
is in a constant state of perfection,
freely giving itself as my bounty.
freely giving itself as my bounty.
And so it is. We're glad you're here connecting with us today. And now our offering song.
Okay, we're going to pick things up. am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. I am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. When I give, I shall receive. What I invest comes back to me. I feel the faith so I can share. I see abundance everywhere. I am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. I am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. Oh, reciprocating gratitude. I have a universal revenue. Oh, my heart is open wide, knowing God always provides. I am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. I am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. I am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. One more time. I am wealthy, I am free. I'm abundant like God wants me to be. Yep.
Hello? There we go. Wow. Thank you all very much for giving. And so now I focus the power of the intent of the energy that has been shared here. I know that love is the action that is been put into this basket right here. And so I know that I bless these tithes and offerings as they go forward to do the good work of CSL Parker, knowing that it helps us to carry this, our message of hope and unity and love to many different areas, not just here at our center. Our outreach from this funds it's tantamount. It is just the life-giving flow that we extend to everyone else in this community. So whether you're here, whether you're online, know that you are blessed and that these things return to you in massive ways that you cannot possibly understand. So remain curious, my friends. All is well, and so it is. So it is. Woo! Thank you all for being here with us today. And one quick reminder, we do have a couple of things that I wanted to toss out there for continuing announcements. This is our final week to donate to the camp. So if you have not been able to write a check or make that donation, we have until Wednesday to meet our personal goal at this center of $5,000. So we're running a little bit low. I know that we can make this, though, so please look within yourselves and see if there's a way that you can dig a little deeper and help. I know that I'm going to be doing the same thing. Lori, is Lori still here? Lori, we have a wonderful piece of art that is located over here that are we still taking bids? Okay. Let's imagine that you have one more opportunity today to bid on Lori's fine work of art back there. Okay? So please have a look at that before you leave. Take a bid. The process is the proceeds will be benefiting the church. And for today, I have asked practitioner Ann Grove to do our benediction.
Wowzer. What a Sunday. What a beautiful day. I give thanks. I receive blessings. I know that today, manifested and unfolded here in absolute perfection and beauty. And I know that that energy, that love, that perfection and beauty leaves here with each of us. That it continues at the workshop this afternoon. It continues wherever each of us go. And that we spread the love that is CSL Parker. We do that by being who we are. So knowing that this service has been blessed is good and very good. I do release this service and the good that it has generated into the law for unimaginable return. And so it is.
So, thank you. So we're going to end with on another upbeat kind of feeling. And we always have a choice. We can either look at the glasses half empty or glass half full. So this song that we're going to end with, and I'd love it all if you got up and just felt it. It's called I'm Choosing Heaven Today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing peace today. Love. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing love today. Heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Woo! Hey, grab a hold of it and ride it this week. Yeah. I'm choosing heaven. Right there.